All right, let's talk about who is the best Detroit Lions player not named Matthew Stafford. If you rank him number one, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. I appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget to check out our Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. And I should have a Lions playlist, a Lions live stream coming this weekend. So be prepared for that. We did Pistons earlier on this week. If you missed that, check out the Detroit Pistons one-on-one playlist, man. You won't be mad. All right, so let's kind of talk about outside of Matthew Stafford, if you think he is the best player on the Detroit Lions. It's the difference between most valuable and best, all right? So some people may not think Stafford is the best player on the roster, but we probably all can agree he's the most valuable player on the roster because of his position. And also you got, not probably made the list. You're probably going to hear some people go far out of left field and say, Jeff Okudah. Some people may say Jamie Collins is coming in. Some people may say, Danny Shelton, if they're crazy enough. They may say Tracy Walker. They might bring up Hockenson. As somebody crazy might say Marvin Jones or Danny Amendola or Johnson or Swift. But I think it's really boiling down to really two players, but I'll get to it. But you can make a case for Matt Prater. For many years, a lot of people thought Jason Hanson was the best player on the Detroit Lions. Matt Prater has really done a great job since, getting released to Denver due to some alcohol problems, I believe it was. But he's been consistent. He's made big kicks. He made deep kicks. He missed one every now and again. But so did Jason Hanson. Nobody's perfect. But, he may be out of all the position groups ranks the highest, at his position out of any other player on the Lions. And also, all he do is put up points from week to week. With our inability to punch it in consistently in the red zone, he's been there to make a lot of big kicks and a lot of extra points since them moving the extra point thing back. So he's been very, very consistent. So when you talk about the best player on the Lions, you got to mention Matt Prater. And a lot of people may take that as being disrespectful, but the last couple kickers, prominent kickers we had, they've been some of the best players that we had in Lions history. So it's one thing we've been fortunate to have between Hanson and Prater is really two consistent kickers. And we see how valuable kickers are to the National Football League. Now, we see kickers lose games even before they moved the extra point back. They was missing, field for extra points off the 2-yard line. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen a lot of people run through kickers over the last, 5 or 6 years, and they've won and lost games. And you had Skip Bayless complaining about the kicker shouldn't be part of the game. And now there is even talks about the NFL, taking away the onside kick and giving an option to go for it on 4th and 15, which is stupid. But let's move on. You could talk about Deshaun Hand. Once again, it's the difference between best and most valuable. I think right after Matthew Stafford, it may be Frank Ragnow. It may be a case that Deshaun Hand is the most valuable player on the Detroit Lions. If he can do what he did his rookie year and disrupt from the 3 technique and get pressure, or he can get it off the end as well, that really makes the defensive front a lot more valuable or a lot more ferocious. You know what I'm saying? Trey Flowers had 7.5 sacks last year. Imagine if they had Deshaun Hand there. He probably easily get to 10.5. Deshaun Hand is the most talented player on the front on the front four. He's the most talented player, in my opinion, proven on the Detroit Lions when healthy, but he's always struggled with injury. He's very, very valuable with his twitchiness and ability to rush and get the passer. It elevates everybody. It makes the linebackers game better. It makes, the rushers off the edge game easier, and it also, gives the cornerbacks a better opportunity to jump routes and not have to cover for a long time. So I believe as far as value and I believe as far as attributes when he's healthy at his best, I believe Deshaun Hand is in that conversation as one of the 5 best Detroit Lions out there. Now, Trey Flowers, he making all that money, so naturally he's going to be involved in these conversations. And, he had some, he came on good last year, after he got into a rhythm, but I don't know if he's one of the best players on the team. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's one of the 3 most talented players on the defense this year coming in here. I'm looking at Deshaun Hand, I'm looking at Tracy Walker, and I'm probably going to put Okudah in there, as a talent. But he's paid to be a top guy, but I think he's a good guy, but I think he's a guy that needs to be part of a good defensive line. I don't think he's a guy where you told me I could throw Khalil Mack out there and I could throw, a Miller out there and, I can rush 3 or 4 and still get pressure. But I think him and Deshaun Hand can complement each other, especially if they got Okora or Collins coming off the edge. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think a lot of his sack woes is his fault. It's just the lack of creativity from the, defensive coordinator calling or Matt Patricia calling the plays. But I do think, he's one of the top guys, there. And, does he deserve recognition to be top 100? No, top 100 players elevate. But last year, a lot of pass rushers' sacks was down. His numbers is very comparable to some of your favorite pass rushers, Khalil Mack, Von Miller, and DeMarcus Lawrence. It just wasn't a good year for pass rushing. And he had an excuse because he had a shoulder injury coming off a short offseason, due to the Super Bowl. So, we'll see. But I think when it boils down to it, I think the two players that are in the conversation is Kenny Golladay and Frank Ragnow. I think I think those are the next two players after Stafford as far as, or you can make a case that they may be better than Stafford because they rank higher than Stafford at his position. Some people have Stafford around 15 as far as quarterback ranking. Some people have 10. I think the 15 is just, 15 and 10 is just due to the organization not supporting them 100%. People talk about, run game, defense last year, but also the special teams let the Lions down a lot last year too, all the way around. They got a new special teams coordinator from Cincinnati. Hopefully he do a great job. But I do, when you talk about the best players on the team, as far as at their position, if we being honest, Kenny Golladay a top 100 player. They talking about a Cooper, talking about numbers. Cooper had a quarterback all last year. Golladay was balling with third strings and second string quarterbacks. Frank Ragnow has probably easily, established himself as one of the best, centers in football. So it's pretty much, it's a pick 'em here. But, with Golladay, I think he would establish himself with Stafford last year healthy, especially with a run game. I think he would establish himself easily as a top 10 receiver. They're not going to give it to him because he's playing Detroit in the top 5. But you look at his attributes, and once he clean up his route running, coming in out of breaks a little bit more, his athletic ability, you know what I'm saying? I think you're looking at somebody with a Stafford all last year. I think Stafford would have had a great year. I think the Lions would have been more in the spotlight. They probably would have had 7 to 8 wins last year. But he's definitely one of the best players on the team. And he's been here going, third or fourth year with the Lions or whatever like that. He's established himself. He's he's the brightest, Bob Quinn draft pick in the middle round so far. And I just think he's established himself as, if not the first or second best player on the Detroit Lions. It's just my opinion. The pass catching, the run after the catch, he can ball. Whoever at quarterback, he makes himself available. So that's just my opinion as far as on Kenny Golladay. And like I said, Frank Ragnow probably is the next best player. He might be the best player on the Lions. Just my opinion. Right next to Kenny Golladay, he's probably one of the best 5 or 6 centers in football. And I think if they continue to surround him with talent on the offensive line, I think he's going to establish himself as, probably the best center in football, the best center in the NFC North, the best center in the NFC, AFC, or whatever. So I do think I give the slight edge to him over Golladay as being the Detroit Lions' next best player after Stafford. It may be an argument that he is the best player on the Detroit Lions, even including Stafford. I think we can have that talk. The value may not be there as a center versus quarterback, but we can probably say it's way more quarterbacks that's ranked ahead of Stafford than there are centers ranked above Frank Ragnow. And that's kind of what we going off of. Not saying he the most valuable, Golladay more valuable or whatever. I'm just saying as far as attributes and being the best at what they do in their position or overall on the team, I think it's Ragnow may be the best on the team. But like I said before, not including Matthew Stafford, I'm going to get an edge to Ragnow, just slightly over Kenny Golladay. I can even say it's a dead heat for a draw. But, it's just my opinion on it. Let me know what you guys think. Not valuable, just best. If anybody I'm missing, people want to say the punter. People want to say, the linebacker. I mean, crazy enough to say Davis or Tavai. I don't think so. But I think it boils down to one of these guys unless I'm missing somebody. So let me know who you guys think the best Detroit Lion is outside of Matthew Stafford. Or do you think these guys are better than Stafford? Let me know in the comment section. Motor City Sports Talk. It's your boy, CJ Goodfella. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. keep sharing the videos. But Twitter is the fastest way to get in touch with me if you want to chop it up, want to make a donation to the channel. Cash App, PayPal, description. Best way to donate is share the video. And don't forget to check out my other channel, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment right here on YouTube. Goodfellas Sports TV. One time for the one time we go.